And all the gaslighting that we just heard does not change facts. Mr. Diamondstein, please move the mic close to your mouth. Thank you. Am I making this up, as Mr. Jordan apparently would have you believe, that the President of the United States last summer, Donald J. Trump, publicly said voting by mail would lead to massive fraud? Did he say that, or am I imagining that, Mr. Diamondstein?
I don't think you're imagining it. What I recall him saying at one point is he was going to make sure that the Postal Service got no financial COVID emergency relief, because then they would be able to more effectively deliver ballots.
Thank you. But the point is, it was Donald Trump, the Republican nominee, who was planting the idea, aided and abetted by disruptive changes proposed by a new Postmaster General and a compliant Board of Governors, that actually eroded public confidence in the ability to vote by mail. That wasn't a Democratic narrative. That was a Republican narrative by the President of the United States and his enablers. And oh, by the way, inconvenient fact, Mr. Heiss would have you believe that it was partisans on this committee, and he quoted a number of Democrats, by the way, admitted Democrats. For the record, I'm an admitted Democrat and damn proud of it. I didn't vote to overturn an election, and I will not be lectured by people who did about partisanship. But facts are stubborn things. It wasn't the idea that it was complete fiction, that the changes proposed by in fact, implemented by Mr. Joy with a compliant board, led by now Chairman Mr. Bloom, who's admitted he went along with them. It was a federal judge who found it politically motivated, not a Democratic critic. I refer you to a Reuters story last September. U.S. District Judge Stanley Bastian in Yakima, Washington, upheld a challenge by 14 states and enjoined the Postmaster General to stop what he was doing, and said, the states have demonstrated that the defendants are involved, the defendants being Mr. DeJoy and company, they are involved in a politically motivated attack on the efficiency of the Postal Service. That's not some partisan Democrat. That's a federal judge. And that wasn't the only ruling that provided an injunction to stop the deliberate disruption of the Postal Service that was contributing to erosion of confidence in the ability of people to vote by mail. That wasn't a Democratic plot. And all of the gaslighting we're listening to here doesn't change the facts. Mr. Bloom, you've admitted that, in fact, you supported and do support the changes that Mr. DeJoy undertook that were widely criticized, not just by Democrats, but by actual American people who received the mail or didn't, by businesses, by stakeholders, by the media. That didn't just originate in this room. Somehow, people were bothered by it, because one of the most sacred institutions in America that still works during the pandemic, warts and all, was actually being threatened in the public mind by these changes. And that the reason was political. We didn't make that up. A federal judge confirmed it. Mr. Bloom, you agreed with those changes? You agreed to hire Mr. DeJoy because you found him qualified? You were, according to one of your colleagues, you were all tickled pink with the performance of the Postmaster General in the height of the controversy during a pandemic. Are you still tickled pink with his performance?
The board supports the Postmaster General.
Your colleagues said 100% of the board were tickled pink and had complete support. So was he speaking for you that you were tickled pink? Just want to get it in the record that you're tickled pink.
I'm generally not tickled pink by things, but as I said, the Board of Governors believes the Postmaster General, in very difficult circumstances, is doing a good job, and we've been involved with the development of a plan that we think will make the Postal Service much stronger.
I appreciate your candor. I'm running out of time. Respectfully, I disagree. And I hope President Biden disagrees as well, and that we take action to replace the Board of Governors with people who care about the Postal Service and are going to be committed to their job of oversight and accountability. I yield back.